Today I'm going to be showing you exactly how to get the most out of Outlook, even as a beginner. Let's jump in. So when you first open up Outlook, you're going to be faced with a view like this. And before we dive into the actual email portion of Outlook, I'm going to show you a couple of settings to really optimize your experience in Outlook. Now, the first thing that we're going to do here is with the new update, you'll see they're customizing the view to really streamline things and keep it all very tight and organized. If you're not as familiar with Outlook or you're just getting started using it, one of the things that I would recommend doing is going up here at the top where it says View, clicking on that, and then under Layout, go to Ribbon, and then go to Classic Ribbon. What this does is it expands this top menu and gives you a little bit more description, and a few more options are laid out there. Again, if you're not as familiar with Outlook, it might be easier to look at it through this view, which is more like how it used to be. And then just as people got more familiar with it, they've kind of streamlined it. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to where it says View Settings, click on that. And we're going to make sure that while we're under the layout, that we want this to be sort messages into focused and others. So what this is going to do is organize some of your emails for you. Focused are going to be emails that you're interacting with, that you're using on a regular basis. And then your other emails, which might be, incoming sales letters or spam or things like that, are going to be sorted into a different view. And I'll show you how that works, but this will help things just a little bit better. You can also change the text size if you prefer a smaller or a larger text. I like the larger view just so that I can see everything a little bit better. And then down below that, we're going to have message organization. Now, these are a couple other options for you. The one that I would recommend is to group messages by conversation. So as you know, when you're getting emails and people are replying and responding, you end up with a bunch of copies of emails in the thread. Organizing the messages by conversations sort of keeps it all in line and organized better for you. You can turn that off if you wish, or set just for groups within there if you'd like. And then you can leave everything else the way that it is, but down at the bottom here, you can change the view where your reading pane is. I like it on the right. That's how a lot of emails are set up. That's just sort of what I'm accustomed to, but you can organize it differently if you wish. All right, once you have that set, we're going to go to General, and we're going to go to Appearances. And here's kind of an option too, is that you can switch it to light mode, which is what we're in now. You can also go to dark mode, which kind of tints everything down so that it's a little bit more easier on your eyes during the day. But the version I like is to use system settings. What this does is if you're using it during the day, then it's going to be fully lit. And then when your system, your computer switches over to dark mode or night mode, if you're checking some emails late at night, it'll switch it to dark mode. I like that option, but you can pick which one you like the best. And then you can also customize some of your themes here if you want a different image in the back, or you want some different pictures that way, or you can set the colors. And again, this is all just your preference of what you want that to be. So that's some of the optimization to get the most out of just the layout of it. So once you have all your preferences set the way that you want it, we're then going to go up to Accounts. And here, by default, it's going to be linked with your Outlook email account. If you have multiple emails that you also want to route through Outlook, you can add those in here as well. So if you have a work email or a Gmail or your personal email, whatever you want, you can add those in there and it'll organize them all together. So we'll go up here to Add Account. Okay, we'll click Continue. You select your email provider. In my case, it's a Gmail, but if yours is Yahoo or iCloud, if it's not there, you can also route it through IMAP or POP, which the instructions will be with whichever email carrier you have. In my case, it's a Gmail account, and then we're just going to click on Continue to Sync. You just need to, each email account's going to be a little bit different, but it'll ask you to authenticate the account. And once you've done that, you'll see it pop up as your other email address down below there. And if you have multiple emails, you can certainly walk through those steps for each of your email accounts. And once we have that all set up, now let's walk through a little bit of how the layout of this is configured. And I want to say, if you want to start using ChatGPT more effectively at work, we've got a free resource just for you. It's a bundle for using ChatGPT at work. It includes a full guide with over 100 prompts to try, a free decision flowchart for when to use it, and templates for setting guidelines, and even an AI adoption checklist. Plus, it's completely free. So just click the link in the description and it's yours. So as you can see, here's the email account that we just added, Andy at Stormy Night Studios. And we could toggle that down. We can see all the boxes and accounts that are all in there. Inbox, it shows you a number of how many messages are in there or unread. You can toggle that down. And then you have your Outlook email account. Same sort of thing. You have your inbox. It shows you how many messages are unread. And when you click on that, it'll show in the next pane over, it'll show you each of those emails. So if you click on that, it opens it up into the reading view. And there you can read your emails through there. Click on the next message and read your emails there. So this way, it kind of keeps everything organized. You have your other folders that are listed all down through there, and everything is in line. Now, as we had set that setting of keeping your emails organized by focused and other, you see that tab right up here above your email list view. These are our focused emails. If we click on other, these are other emails. So in my case, it's some junk mail and some, Microsoft rewards, some other emails that have went in there. This one's an ad. This is some information about my OneDrive. And so all of those emails are in the other. So this is kind of just a nice way of keeping those emails sort of sorted out and out of the way when you don't need them. Now, as long as you're connected to the internet, Outlook will continually be looking for emails and pulling them in. One thing that I've found is any of the accounts that you have linked outside of there, sometimes it takes a few extra seconds, not long, but takes a few extra seconds to get those in because it's just routing through a different way. So if you're waiting for an email and it's not coming through as fast as you like, sometimes that's like an authentication code or something that is being sent to you. If you go up here to the top, as long as you're in the View menu, you'll see across the ribbon here, you'll see Sync. And if you press that, it'll sync with all the accounts that are in there. And that just takes a few seconds. And sometimes that'll push a mail through that you may be waiting for. But also keep in mind, it may be in your other folder. So you can always keep and look for that as well. Now let's talk a little bit more about managing your emails. Now everybody has a different system for this. I'll tell you what works for me, and that is to sort of keep everything organized in folders. Now, once you have the emails that you're looking for, if you click on that email, there's a couple of different options that you can do. You can mark this as unread, which makes it look like you haven't read it yet, so that if you need to refer back to it later. You can also flag it so that it'll be separated from your other emails in case it's something that you need to do something with later. And then you can also pin it, which will keep it pinned to the top of this mail list. So no matter how many other emails that you get, it'll keep that pinned up there. You also have the option to delete it. If you're done with it, don't need to do anything, you can just hit delete and it'll go away. Now, when you delete something, it actually goes into a separate folder, and then after a certain period of time, it'll then delete it. So if you delete something and you didn't want to, you can always go into that delete folder and find it that way. Now, when you're looking at the emails here, you also have the option when you're looking at the email to reply, which would send a reply to just the person that sent it to you. You can also hit reply all, and it'll send a reply to everybody on the list that was sent this email. Be very careful with that one because sometimes you don't know how many people are on an email, and it could be somebody in your whole company or somebody sent something out to an entire team. So be careful when you're using reply all. You can also forward it, which means that you're going to take a copy of that whole message, add your comments to, and send it to somebody else that needs to know about that email. So that's navigating the emails that are coming to you. Now let's talk a little bit about sending an email. So there's a couple of different ways to send an email within here. The one that I think is probably the easiest is when you're in the home screen here, just go over to the New tab right here over on the far left-hand side, hit the toggle down, and we want to send a new email. Now, up at the top, if you have multiple accounts linked to this, if you hit the little arrow down next to it, it'll give the option to select an other email address, and you select some of the other emails that you have linked to your account. So let's say I want to use the Moonward Media one, and now I can send an email as if it's coming from Moonward Media and not just the default Outlook one. Then in the To column, you want to select who you're sending that email to. I'll just send it to the same email address. And then in the subject line, you add what the email is about. And then below here is the body. This is what you'll actually write for the message, and you type out your message there. Now, one thing I wanted you to notice is as we're in this view of the mail, this ribbon up here changed and opened up this message center. So you can see all your controls up here to be able to change the text color, the font size, the formatting, all of that stuff is all within there. So you can really style the email however you want. The other key feature that I want to show you here is to attach a file. Let's say you have a document or a picture or something that you want to attach to that. If you scroll over to the right, you see right here it says attach file. You toggle that down and you can either browse from your computer or find a file on your OneDrive or some other source. I'm just going to use this suggested file that was already part of this and attach it just like that. Now you can see that file is attached to that email. So when I send that file will go with it. The other option we have here is signature. This is kind of nice because you can click on this and open up this signature box, and you can create personalized signatures to default close out your email. So you don't have to always type your name and your information if it's for like a business to have your contact information or what you want in there. You can add signatures. So in this box here, we just click on add signature. So first you just need to add a signature name. So this way, if you have multiple signatures that you're using on different emails, you can keep them organized. So I usually have one that's called primary, and this is the one that I use in most cases. And then you click below that line, and now you just write out what you want this to be. And again, you have all the options to format that just as you want this. And then you can click down here to set as default for new messages. So click on that, hit save, and now we have that logged in there. You can also add signatures for each of your different accounts, depending on how you want those to close out. So then when we close that, now all we need to do is click the signature button, hit primary, and there we have our signature added in there. Nice little time-saving feature so you don't have to type that out every time that you send something. Okay, once you have this all ready to go, you can just click the big blue send button and it'll send it. But a little advanced note here is you can go right beside there to that little arrow, toggle that down, and you can also send later. So you can schedule it to send tomorrow morning or at the end of the week or, whatever you want. So if you click on that, you can say, hey, I want to send that tomorrow at 8 a.m. or Monday, or you can also add a custom time in there. Let's say we just want to send it, tomorrow at 8. You click send, and now that message is scheduled to send at a later date, whatever you set that for. Or again, you can just hit the blue send button and it'll send it immediately. All right, so that takes care of the mail feature of Outlook. And certainly that's the primary function of Outlook. But I think where Outlook really is powerful and something that people underutilize is some of the other features that are built right within Outlook. So if we go to the far left-hand side of the screen, you can see here that we have our Mail tab, which is what we're on right now. And right below that is our calendar. If we click on that, here is a complete calendar at your fingertips to keep all your appointments organized, all your dates organized, everything that you need in here in one place. So let's say we want to add a new appointment here for tomorrow, and we'll just go up here to new event, click on that, add event, and then you just add in what this is. So I'm going to make an appointment to clean my office tomorrow, and we'll have that start at 8 a.m., and we'll have that end at 10 a.m. Okay, and then you can add some more information about it or add links or whatever you want. You can also use this to create meetings. So you could toggle this on and make a Teams meeting for the other people on your team. And then you can invite other people to that's on your team to be a part of that meeting. And it'll send the link and the information about the Teams call all within that as well. So that's a little bit of an advanced option, but that is built right within the calendar. So we'll click on, so we'll just toggle that off for now. We'll go save. And now I have my clean my office tomorrow scheduled at 8 a.m. And then you can also just look at it as a week view or just the work week, but I kind of like the month view here. So this is an incredibly powerful tool that is built within Outlook, and also with emails that come in. If somebody sends you an email is like, hey, can we meet for coffee tomorrow at 6? Then you can easily just say yes and add that event over into your calendar, and it's all in one place. Now, the other tool that you have is you go just below the calendar, you'll see people, and this is where you can add all your contacts. So you could add everybody that you are emailing or other people on your team, whoever you want, inside, outside of your organization, can all be built right in here, so that when you go to email somebody, you just have to find them in that patch. But the next option down below this is to-do list. This I love. My whole work existence, my work and personal life is all based around to-do lists. And so this is another way of building this right within Outlook, so we could create tasks. So we can add a task here to say, get the mail, add another task to be buy a new shirt. And you can just add all these down here in this task list. And then as you finish them, I bought cat food, we check those off that way. Again, built right within Outlook. And it's something that I think a lot of people overlook because they just think of Outlook as a mail provider, but it has all these other features built right in there as well. And then below that, you can see all the other commands of, like, you can open up Word, you could go to Excel. Now, these aren't necessarily built right within Outlook, but they give you the option to go there because everything that's in the Microsoft ecosystem is all built in there. And with that, you're up and running with Outlook, getting a little bit more out of it than most people do. And I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.